Hello, my fellow weirdos. It's been a busy day. It's like 4 o'clock and I just finally finished eating. So, Senator Cory Booker has been at it filibustering on the Senate floor for 19 hours now. Over 19, I think. 4 more to go to do a record as far as a single senator. I mean, he's conceded the floor for some to speak, but always maintains his control of the floor. That's my senator. I know you've seen a bunch of shorts and videos today saying, that's my senator. But it is. And it's not just me. Obviously, a lot of New Jerseyans have been calling those 5 app numbers. See, what you guys don't understand is you keep saying, what are our people doing? What are they doing? They're not just here to comfort us, to motivate us, to encourage us. Part of our job as the constituents is to motivate them, to keep in touch with them, to keep the dialogue. Don't just vote them in, don't just elect them and then say, do your job, and then you're not going to give anything else. They can't keep pouring if they don't get that replaced. This guy, he's been on the floor talking 19 hours, people. It obviously matters. They're supposed to be taking that Senate vote today. This is what he's protesting. And protesting the bullshitness of this administration, the cruelty, the lack of following laws and rules. Many of them that they put in place, just like the tariffs. He says, Donald said, oh, who was the idiot that did this deal? And it was him in his first term. He says shit just to say it, to accuse his opposition, to accuse his opponent. This is why he's there. And that most of the time he's been talking. I think it was 1957 when Thurman did a 24-hour and 19 minutes or something. Dude's gone over 19. He's probably approaching 20. And it's after 4 o'clock now.
Neighbor that is Donald Trump. You think Greenland feels liberated from the bully nature? Do you think Panama
doing a
feels
lot of
liberated?
pacing and stuff? He's probably very tired.
What about universities that are cutting NIH funding, that are cutting the scientific research that will cure the diseases in the future, that will alleviate suffering, that now aren't allowing postdocs to come to their school? They're not hiring, they're slashing the number of engineering students that they're allowing in because they're terrified because this president is menacing indirect costs. Is that liberation?
He's talking about Trump claiming it's Liberation Day. He's saying
71 days in, now 72 days. I asked you, are you better off than you were 72 days ago economically? I asked that question.
Are you?
Ask it to your friends. Are they better off economically? Well, I don't see how they could be, because prices are up, stock market's down, the risk of recession is climbing, consumer confidence is in the gutter, 401k plans are losing value. Are you better off than you were 72 days ago under this president's leadership on the verge of his so-called Liberation Day that's going to drive prices up even more? And he's doubling down on tax cuts for the rich. He wants an economy that works for him, his billionaire donors, his powerful special interests, and it's coming at the expense of working people who are struggling to get by, and a lot of the programs that they rely on, like for their health care, like for their Social Security. He wants an economy where the richest people get the biggest tax cuts, where the largest corporations, heck, they may get to skip out on taxes altogether. And where hardworking Americans are getting crushed by rising food prices and rising rents. This idea that that might trickle down. But we know it doesn't work. He's continuing the same reckless economic approach he used in his first term. Massive tax cuts that inure mostly to the wealthy, unchecked spending, rapacious spending, big holes in our national debt, trillions of dollars of more debt,
He's like,
no serious plan on how to
probably
pay for any
around
of the
20
things that
hours
he's
in
doing.
now.
From Social Security to public health,
He's leaning
to
on
education, to support children with disabilities and scientific research, the safety nets that millions of people
He
depend
deserves a
upon.
long nap after this.
Here's the New York Times. Trump's policies have shaken a once solid economic outlook. This is from March 7th. President Trump inherited an economy that was, by most conventional measures, firing on all cylinders. Wages, consumer spending, and corporate profits were
Remember that
rising.
a few months
Unemployment
ago?
was low. The inflation rate, though higher than normal was falling. Just weeks into Mr. Trump's term, the outlook
The
is
chat is
gloomier.
fire.
Measures of business and consumer confidence have plunged. The stock market has been on a roller coaster ride. Layoffs are picking up. And by the way, this was March 7th. We just finished March, the worst performing quarter in years in the stock market. Back to the article. Layoffs are picking up.
I want the world to realize we are trying to do what we can.
Some even predicting that the U.S.
Cory
gross
Booker
domestic
from
product
New
could
Jersey
shrink in the first
is
quarter.
trying. He's
Some
putting his
commentators have gone further,
own butt on the
arguing that the
line.
economy could be headed for a recession, a sharp rebound in inflation, or even the dreaded combination of the two.
Where the hell are all the rest of us?
Most economists consider that unlikely, saying growth is more likely to slow than to give way to a decline. Still, the sudden deterioration in the outlook is striking, especially because it is almost entirely a
This is the
result
black senator
of
from
Mr.
New Jersey.
Trump's policies and the
And if
resulting
he
uncertainty.
Gets his
Tariffs
rear end up there for
And
20
the
hours
inevitable
to talk.
retaliation from trading partners
The
will
rest of
increase
us,
prices and
especially,
slow down
I'm talking to
growth.
you,
Federal
fellow
jobs
white
cut
people,
will push up unemployment
and you,
and could lead
and
government
you.
employees and contractors to pull back on
time.
spending while they wait to learn
past
their
time.
fate.
April
Deportations could
5th.
drive up costs for industries like construction and hospitality and the agricultural sector that depend on
Huge
immigrant labor.
protest
End quote.
nationwide.
If the economy was starting out in quite good shape, it probably is in less good shape after what we've seen the last few weeks, said Donald Wismiller, chief economist at Stratgas, a research firm. The U.S. economy has
The world has been asking, what are the Democrats doing about this? Considering we don't have the majority. If they bring up anything against the cult, it's overdone. The only way to do anything is to just illegally just do it, take it over, and then you're not practicing what you're preaching. We're still trying to hold on to the vestiges of some civility in a society, even by removing the evil. But time is getting real short before too many things are not even reparable. Can't even repair them. This Democrat is doing everything he can, and then this, to try to bring people to their senses and people aware. And he's holding that floor for over 20 hours, it seems to be about now. 7 o'clock last night, I think he started, and it's 4 p.m. So we going on maybe 21 hours. Yeah, I'm tearing up. A lot of people discount New Jersey. We're very small in size. You can almost miss us if you blink. Not as small as Rhode Island, but we're a small state, size-wise. But we are packed to the rafters. And we're packed to the rafters with passionate people. We're packed to the gills with compassionate people, with people that can talk. And this hasn't been done in several years, many years. And for those of you that don't know, Cory Booker is a Democratic senator from New Jersey. He's a black guy. And Jersey tries to take care of its own. Like I said, we may be size small, but our hearts and our mouths are freaking huge and loud. And this is some of the best of us. Go to YouTube, the Associated Press channel. Live, Cory Booker on the Senate floor. The chat has been fire every time I come to it. And I've come to it a few times through the night. Get up to go to the bathroom. I drink a lot of water. This is just water with some Neo drops in it. But I drink a couple gallons of water a day, so I go to the bathroom a lot during the night. But every time I saw that chat box moving. So he's making a splash. Excuse me. Allergies are starting to grow. He's doing everything he can. And I am proud of my senator right now. You guys, especially the Democrat people, senators and reps, we have to keep building them up too. And not just with donations. These calls, also thank them for what they have done, if they've done things that you agreed with. Help pour their vessel with confidence so they can do this kind of stuff. I know for a fact, I tried to call last night, this morning, this afternoon, a little while ago. All of Cory's, his Washington, his Newark, his Camden, all of his things. And usually there's somebody during the week on the normal business hours. And they've all had message. They're all, like go right to mail, voicemail. And after that, it's full. Even they're not, this is how full they are right now. And that's not, usually you're able to at least do a voicemail if they're busy with people. So it's being noticed. It's being noticed. And I want all of the people that aren't in this country to understand why we can't just be like them. I mean, because then you're just as bad as them if you go and just, whichever troops are still loyal to the Constitution, you can't just go in and do that, because then you're as bad as they are, and you're not, and it's a dilemma, because if you do it the right way, there's things that are being damaged, but if you do it the wrong way, you might not have the desired results in the long run, because it's a delicate thing, and the time is short, and shit happens every second with these people. But they are doing things, and it's not like all of them are doing this at all. There's Cory's doing this thing. There are some senators, Democratic senators, that have been through this entire 21 hours with him, to bolster him up, to bring him letters or voicemail, things like that, to talk about, to respond to. Who knows? He might have even responded to one of my voicemails. I don't know. I haven't watched the entire 20-something hours. So, but he was doing that too. Addressing the real people, the people that have called them. What else do you want the Democrats to do? Tell us, what do you want us to do? Half the courts, they've got in their pockets. Are we supposed to just be uncivilized and unlawful as them and just go in and barge down and drag them out? Shoot down their secret service. I mean, what are we supposed to do exactly at this point? Other than what they're doing is they had these lawsuits and stuff all prepared because we knew what they were going to do if they won. So they had these prepared. So the minute his fucking little Sharpie left the page, they were filing across the country all the different things for each one. Every single EO he signed. He scrawled on like a fucking toddler. They have been. But this is being noticed. There's 69,000 people viewing. A few hours back it was 46,000. The Associated Press live on YouTube, still going. Associated Press channel, live title, live, Cory Booker, or Senator Cory Booker on Senate floor. It's Cory Booker on Senator floor. That's the title of the video. Go check in on it. It's inspiring, but we have to continue to keep inspiring our representatives and our senators. That's our job. Our job does not end when we elect them and we campaign for them or whatnot. It does not end there once they're elected. We need to keep the communication with them every now and then in normal times. Once or twice a year, check in with your different people. Give them a call, give them an email, just share your concerns, ask a question, make a suggestion. That way they know that they're on the right track and they're addressing things that maybe they didn't think of. Okay? They're humans. But our job is to also keep inspiring them. Keep telling them when some of their policies that they've gotten done have affected you in an improvable way, in a positive way. Tell them. Don't just call to bitch. Because when you take care of them, they have it in them to take care of you. So don't keep always just blaming them. Have you been trying to connect with them at all, even once in a year? Have you told them you appreciated the fact that they got this, and this done, but you really wish they'd work on this, and this as well? Put some positivity their way. Maybe they'll be empowered more just by that to fight harder. Or to take on an opponent that like the lobbyists or something, that's going to, oh my God, we all know it's going to be a shit show type of thing. But if they go in bolstered up with confidence and the approval and the affection from their constituents when it's deserved, don't you think that's going to help them be on the Senate floor for 21 hours still saying, and we don't think this is the way this country should be? How many times do I have to say, this is not how it should be? They can't get that all from themselves. Nobody can. When somebody is fighting for you or for a group of people, don't you think that group of people should find a way to maybe give a little back to them, even if it's just moral support? Cheerleading them on, some good words for their company or their service, or, I mean, you know, it's the same thing with politicians. Typical, normal politicians. Not a cult politician. But I just want everybody to understand there are Democrats. There are fighting Democrats. Not just Jasmine Crockett, not just the trio in Tennessee. Jersey has a fighter. His name is Cory Booker, and he's on the Senate floor right now since last night, reminding everybody what is, what should be, what used to be, and what has to be again if we want to consider ourselves the United States of America at any time in the future. Because right now, the name, the United States of America, it doesn't feel that way at all to me. It doesn't feel like the same country. It really doesn't. I go out because I live in a community that there's a lot of Hispanic, a lot of, there's Ukrainian people, there's Indian folks. There, not one that I know of is illegal. They're all either on their, have green cards, have protection programs for being here, are on some sort of program or in some sort of process. They're not here. They're aware of them. They're not hiding. Okay? And yet I worry about them. And I'm looking to see if there's anybody around at any time of the day that, because I'm usually home most of the time, anybody that looks suspicious. Because I guarantee you, I will interject. If somebody knocks on my neighbor's door, my upstairs, my next door, whoever, you know, and I know that neighbor was not born in America but is legally here for whatever reason, for work, for student, for, you know, for moving here, but they're all legal because I've seen some of them, and they're still vulnerable. White folks, this is where your white privilege comes in. Get your asses out there. Start protesting. If I can't find a way to get a ride to a protest somewhere here, I'm going on someplace, a platform or some damn thing next door, something, and get a bunch of people that want to do it here. Make up a few signs and trot my ass out down to my little town area for a few hours if I have to. But we can't just sit by. And being as that our brothers and sisters of color, even here legitimately, are vulnerable. Hell, white people are vulnerable, to be honest. But we're least vulnerable. And if you use white privilege at all, now is the time. You can get your white ass out there and get to a protest or 3. Make a few reels, shorts. Denounce what the hell's going on. You need to add your voice to the public voice, so we're all heard. Even if it's just to say, you Republicans, we all know you're lawless, we all know what you're doing. Trying to buy a state Supreme Court seat. Well, we'll see how Wisconsin did today. Florida has some coming up. I know Jersey has a governor, and Murphy can't run again. So we have some work to do, and it's not all our politicians' job. And the job that they do, we need to keep giving some refill fuel for them. Start thinking about that, because you appreciate compliments and approval at your job, right? You appreciate when somebody does a little cheerleading. That's the same with them. So give your representative, if they're doing what is the proper and humane policies, if they're doing the humane and peace thing, loving thing, and what would Jesus really do thing, then let them know you appreciate that, okay? Let them know that it's not pointless for them to be there. Let them know if they're doing a good job, that you approve. I promise you, they start getting enough of them, and it will start changing how hard they can fight. Because they're drawing a little bit of that anger and that passion from you. You're giving them just a little bit of yours. And if everybody gives them a little bit, they'll have that extra reserve to fight for all of us with all of our voices in him or her. You see how that works? That's called working together. Yeah, they tell us what they might do for us. We elect them. They fight like hell, and we give feedback. See how that works? When one part stops, when we stop giving them feedback and giving them kudos when they deserve it, what incentive do they have if they're never getting any feedback from their people that they're doing good for them, they're happy, thank you? That's how they get disillusioned and vulnerable to be lobbyists, right out of votes. Keep that in mind next time you're bitching about your Congress people, especially if they're of the party that you are. Give them a little love. Enjoy the rest of your day.